Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. Basically the reasons why I decided to leave Romania. It wasn't really an easy decision because at the end of the day it's my home country and I do like a lot of things about it. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do in order to make things better for you. So this is gonna be a couple of parts video. It's not gonna be I'm not gonna give all the reasons here, but I will start with the first one. So one of the main issues that I left Romania is taxes. So for me, I am a freelancer starting 2022, 2023 actually. No, actually 2022. I started working as a freelancer, and this basically gave me the freedom to do a couple of things. Back then I think I was paying only around 20% in taxes, so I was not that included also pension, health, and income. From those 20%, all of those three were covered. For the employees, they generally get taxed at around 45%, 43%, basically 2 percentages more. But we're gonna round it up at 45 because, let's be honest, 1 or 2% are not gonna make that much of a difference. So for me, it went from like 20% in 2022 to like 26 or 7% in 2023 to like 30 something percent in 2024, and I will be paying about 40% in 2025. This is as a freelancer. This is just nuts. I cannot accept the idea of going from 20-ish% to 40-ish% in a span of 2.5 years, basically. It's just insane for me. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the 45% that salaries workers are paying in taxes, because it gives a clear picture of how things work. So from the 45%, we can break it down in three separate taxes. So it's 10% income tax, 10% health, and 25% social security, pension. My biggest problem is with the 25%. That's the biggest issue I have, because that's also the biggest cost for me as a freelancer that went up when it comes to taxes. I was paying very little pension the way I had things set up, and now I basically have to pay a lot more in taxes for pension, and that really annoys me, because we have many issues with the pension system. First of all, demographics. There's no secret that in most of the Western world there are fewer and fewer kids year by year. So my main concern here is who is paying my pension, because at the end of the day, the way the system is designed to work is you need more people to pay into the system than the ones that are taking out. So if there are less and less kids, quite a lot less kids, to be honest, because personally my generation, I was born in 1989, so the 80s generation, although I was towards the end, but between the 1980s and 1995, maybe even 2000, there were a lot of kids born, quite a lot of kids. I even remember when I finished high school, when I started high school, there were so many of us. The high schools in my city did not have enough spaces to fit everybody. You used to get into high school by grade, The higher grade you had, the higher chance you had to go into a good high school. And I even remember now the newspaper that I used to check to see my name and if I got into high school, what high school I got into. You would see there like 10, 999, 999, 999, 998, 998, 998. It was pages of pages and pages of these grades that were like very, very, very close to each other. This was the only year that this happened, not the year prior and not the year before. So there's a lot of, I would say we are a lot of people born during that time, between 1980s and 1995. Let's just say that. What's gonna happen to us when we are gonna reach the age of getting retired? Because there isn't enough money, there isn't enough people, there isn't enough young people to pay into the system in order for us to receive the pension. So what the hell are we gonna do? Because they don't have enough money. As it stands right now, the only couple of options they have, basically the only two options they have, is raise the age that you can retire from 65 to 67, probably even 70. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 70. Like by the time I get to that age, 65, 67, it's gonna be 70. There's no doubt in my mind. And option number two is to increase the age by a smaller amount, like 67, and decrease the amount that you get when you are retired. So let me get this straight. I'm paying 24% of my income, a quarter of my income, into the pension, and by the time I get there, how much do I get back? Do I get even back 20%? 25%? Maybe if we're lucky we're gonna get 50% if you're one of those people that's gonna live until 85. But I doubt it. Most people don't live until 85. Let's be honest, I know a bunch of people that got retired at 65 or 65, and they just lived another 6 months. And that's it, done. Money, gone. All those years that you paid into the system, gone. Poof, disappeared. At least if your spouse was able to get some and your kid was able to get that money, then I would be worth it. If there was a law in place that said you have to get at least 75% of all the money you contributed into the pension fund, and if by any chance you died before you get that 75%, your spouse gets it, and if they die, your kids get it. If it was something like that, a law like that, honestly, I would be okay with that. I wouldn't care that much. Sure, I'll pay it. My kids get to benefit to some degree from it. I don't have any, but let's pretend I'll have. So that's my main issue. Why am I paying the 25%? I don't want to pay it. I want to take care of my own pension. Maybe I'm capable of doing a much better job than the government. Maybe I'm not. But if I'm not, it's on me. I'm fully aware of the situation. It is what it is. I work until I croak, and that's the end of it. That's my responsibility. It's my choice. If I'm able to do it, I'll do it. If I can't, it is what it is. So personally, I like to have that option. I hate it when that option is taken from me, and that's a big reason why I left. Let's just say I started paying 40% in Romania starting 2025 for my income, and when I moved, I pay here 1%. So from 40% to 1%. It's nuts. I mean, the amount, the amount, it's huge. It's huge for me. It's huge. I mean, I basically get to live here with the amount I was paying in taxes back in Romania. Here I live, I pay my rent, I pay my utilities, I pay my internet, and I also eat for that amount of money. And I'm not talking about eating fast food or stuff like that. I just go to the supermarket, I buy fresh fruit, vegetables, and all sorts of things that are healthy, and I get to cook at home a little bit. Here and there I don't always cook, but I try to cook as much as possible. That's huge. So I recommend for everybody to do that. If you are in Romania right now, or if you are in a country that it's in a similar situation, I recommend for you to get out. Find a way, do something, anything. It doesn't matter what you do, what you try to do. The idea is you have to do something. You have to do something to make your life easier, to get away from the government, who they're only trying to take everything away from you, to steal everything they can from you, and to make you poorer and poorer. The other problem that I have with is the 10% health, so government health. That's a pretty big problem, to be honest, as well, because again, it's one of those things that you're not getting anything out of it. I mean, it's 10% out of everything. If you make 100,000 euros a month, you have to pay 10% out of that. Like, there's no cap to it. Like, it's freaking nuts. How the hell is there no cap to it? You have to have a cap. You're not getting 10% health benefits from the Romanian government. The hospitals are pretty crap. You have high chances of going in with something small like a flu and coming out with I don't know how many illnesses. And it's not the first time that this happened. It's not the first time that people went in healthy and they got an organ removed for reasons, I guess. It's just nuts. There was a story with some guy that went in. He had like a stomach pain or something like that, and the doctor took out his appendix. Like, it's like, yeah. So this is the Romanian health system, and most of us right now, we have private insurance. Like, private insurance is a lot cheaper, a lot cheaper, and pretty much covers 60 to 70% of everything you need. Because if you're healthy, you don't have any major issues, major health problems, you don't need a lot of things. For example, me, I'm lucky enough I'm healthy. I don't really have any issues. So the main thing that I use my health insurance for is to get my blood work done once a year, and some small issues here and there. I had an eye infection or something like that. I needed to for a doctor to prescribe me a couple some eye drops or something like that. It wasn't nothing crazy, but is it worth paying a crazy amount of money for just that? No. I'll give you my example. I was paying 200 euros to the government a month for the government insurance, and at the same time I was also paying 20 euros a month, so 10 times less for private insurance. And I always use the private insurance because it's so much easier to use, it's so much cheaper to use. You just go in the app, you make your appointment, you go to the doctor, or you go to the place, to the hospital, you make your blood work, and you're done. 2 hours round trip if you're far away, and if it's traffic, at least one in my case. That's it. That's all you need. And the private sector is pretty clean as well. It's not spotless. There's been issues also there, but it's much better than the government one. So why the hell would you pay 10% out of everything you make for something that you don't even use it when you're young? And here's the kicker. Until now, you used to have medical insurance for free once you retire. So you pay in when you're young, when you have no issues in most cases, and then you get to benefit from when your pension or the pension, you get to benefit from it because you paid when you were young. Right now the government has no money and they decided like screw you, if your pension is bigger than 600 euros, you get to pay 10% of everything above for health insurance. Like why? I already paid so many years. And some people seem to agree with this for whatever reason. It blows my mind. Why would you agree with this? But some people agree with it. Like you have to pay for whole your life. How about no? How about we have caps in place? You know, if you want just the basic medical insurance, government insurance, you get to pay, I don't know, 50 bucks, 50 bucks a month. If you want more, you pay 100. If you want top of the line, everything is included, you don't have to worry about anything, you pay, I don't know, 200 euros a month. Because it's not like you're getting that money back in any other way. It's just done, it's gone. It's you get your salary, it's automatically being taken from it. That's it. And the 10% income tax, I don't really have a problem with that. It's fine as is, or whatever. Not big of a deal there. But yeah, this is when it comes to the taxes in Romania for if you're salaried. For companies, it just got worse. It bumped up it went up like more than 3 times in the last 2 years. Something like that, also insane, different story there. So we're gonna talk in the next video about the other issues, utilities. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know if you have anything to add down below. Give me a like, subscribe if you like everything I said. Thank you.